everyone, Tim Schofield here, and Google just released their latest budget device, the Pixel 9a, which comes in $100 cheaper than Apple's latest budget device, the 16e, which has a $599 price tag as opposed to the $499 price tag of the Pixel 9a. The 9a features the latest Tensor G4 chipset that the other 9 phones do have, and also this is the new iris color. Excited to check that out. There's even an updated design. That camera looks fairly flat, so we'll set it flat on the table. We'll also take a look at an official Pixel 9a case. There's obviously a ton of AI features built into this, and even a brand new Gemini Live feature where you can use your camera and just say, hey, what am I looking at? So we'll test that out in this video. But anyways, we'll take a quick look what comes in the box. Then of course, get some hands-on. Pre-orders are live. I will link to everything down in the description of the video below, and more content coming soon, so be sure to subscribe. But anyways, let's dive into it. Our unboxing of the Pixel 9a from Google. Here they are, the official case and the Pixel 9a, both in that iris color. Let's get the box opened up. Just have to peel these two, and then I believe just slide the box out. There we go. Opening it up, there it is. Just our first look at that Iris Pixel 9a. We're gonna set it to the side. There is some paper around it, so that's not actually the true color just yet. See what else we get. First of all, a USB Type-C, the USB Type-C cable for charging, and just our standard booklets. Oh, also a SIM ejection tool. I know what you came to see. Lets you know where everything is, including that in-display fingerprint scanner. Let's just peel the paper off and flip it over, and there you go. There's a true look at that color. I really like it, actually. It's really sleek. Also noticing right away that camera bump is almost non-existent. It's almost flush to the back of the phone, so you don't see that very often. Anyways, I'm gonna boot this up for the first time. While it turns on, let's take a closer look at this hardware. Down at the bottom, SIM card slot, microphone, USB Type-C port, one of the speakers. Very flat side, so a lot of real estate to hold on to. Volume rockers, power button, round corners up towards the top. You've got a microphone. Again, make note of that lack of camera bump. We'll set it flat in just a second. And then along the left side, absolutely nothing. Flipping it over on the back, a close look at that color. You do have a G for a little bit of branding, but not very much. And there is that dual camera. This is a 48 megapixel main wide angle camera with optical image stabilization and an ultra wide angle lens at 13 megapixels with 120 degrees field of view. I'm going to run through the startup process and just talk about anything that's noteworthy. There is an in-display fingerprint scanner, and I have to say, after typing in my password, signing in, the haptic feedback is really premium. It feels very good in the hand, especially for that price point of a phone, and obviously with that aluminum frame as well, just makes things feel a little bit more premium overall. And again, haptic feedback is really good when I'm setting up this in-display fingerprint. We'll test that out in just a second. You can also set up face unlock if you'd like. You get a ton of AI built into the Pixel 9a, including their assistant Gemini, circle to search, a lot of camera functions we'll talk about, and even studio as well. A lot of other really useful features you get, like instant translations. I love to use that, but this is a big one. Identify music around you with now playing. It'll just automatically detect when a song's playing and let you know what it is, what the artist is. They have adaptive sound and vibrations, which will adapt depending on your specific environment, which is really cool because it uses the microphone and other sensors to determine if you're in maybe a really crowded room or maybe in your bedroom. You don't need it to really strong vibrate if you're not moving around or if it's just sitting in your pocket. Also, always on display is a really nice one to have on a phone of this price. We are all set and ready to go. Let's check out the brand new Pixel 9a from Google. And as promised, I wanted to set this flat on a desk just to see if, say, it's going to rock or anything like that. It really doesn't at all. So it sits completely flat. So that's actually very unique considering a lot of phones do have a camera bump. As a quick test, let's set our thumb down and unlock the phone. The fingerprint scanner seems to be very quick and accurate overall. Like I said, there is that always on display, and you can set your thumb down and unlock the phone. A nice little subtle vibration feedback as well. A close look at that 6.3-inch Actua display. You'll notice the bezels are a little bit larger than you would see on, say, a flagship device. This is a 1080p display that does go from 60 to 120 hertz, and I can tell it's enabled out of the box because of how smooth everything is looking. Going into display settings and scrolling down is where you will find that setting for smooth display. You can't force 120, 60 hertz. It seems like you either turn it off where it will default to 60 hertz or turn this on where it will automatically switch depending on the content that's shown. But it does look really smooth at 120 hertz. And as promised, a quick side-by-side with the iPhone 16e, just because I got some requests to show that off and show the difference. Of course, make note, 60 hertz display versus a 120 hertz display on our Pixel, and then flipping it over on the back, just a look at the design differences. I mean, overall, obviously a price difference as well, a $100 price difference between the two. Going into the camera app, let's just snap a few quick pictures to see the shutter speed. Seems to be very snappy overall. Again, 0.5x for the ultra wide, and then a 2x, which is a digital zoom. It's cropping in the sensor of that 1x. They also do have a macro focus, so if you put an object about 5 centimeters away from the lens, it will stay in focus. So that's really close of a focal length. And obviously if you go to 2x, it is digital zoom, but it still is very good quality, especially considering how close this plant is to my phone. Switching over to video, and in the bottom left here, selecting, it is set to 4K 30, but you can bump it up to 4K 60 frames per second if you're interested. For some other modes, you do have a portrait mode, 2x, 1.5x to snap those pictures. Add me, where you can add yourself into a group shot if you don't have anyone to hold the phone. Long exposure as well, and then going up, you've got night sight and panorama. You are taking those pictures. If you press the settings button in the upper right is where you can change the brightness, shadows, and even the white balance of the shot. You also get a bunch of AI photo editing tools that you can use. If you just press edit, you can unblur it, you can enhance it. You also have the magic eraser, Google's signature here, where you can remove objects from pictures that you take. You can choose the option to erase or camouflage as well. So let's say we wanted to erase this box that's in the bottom right corner of our shot. And there it goes. So it is trying to get rid of it. Again, if you want to clean it up a little bit more, you can just select it and it will try and blend in the image that you have. Let's try and get rid of this cup too. That's actually kind of a challenging one with yeah, you'll see with just the different things, but we'll see if it actually can blend in everything. There you go. Okay, so again, like I said, if you just keep going after it, it'll start to blend everything together. Also great that you get 7 years of updates on a phone at this price point with the 9A. Nice of a commitment from Google. Also, so it's going to get other features that other Pixel devices have. Speaking of, with Gemini Live, where you talk back and forth with their assistant, you can now screen share or even use your camera. So, hey, what kind of plant is this?
That's a golden pothos. They're great for adding a pop of green and are known for being pretty easy to care for.
Cool.
Do you have any questions?
And what about this plant?
That's a beautiful calathea. They're known
Crazy.
for their striking leaf pattern.
That is so cool that you just point your camera at any sort of object and ask it questions about it. You can say, hey, what type of, hang on, what do you think of my wedding ring?
That's a classic gold wedding band. Do you have any questions about it?
Yeah, how many carats is it?
I can't tell the exact.
Just kidding. That would be crazy if we could figure that out. But just a really cool demo. I'm excited to try this out more. Let's grab the official Google Pixel case in that iris color and check it out real quick. Sliding this on out. It is wrapped in paper, and there we go. So a nice soft touch feel with a little bit of grip to it. So let's get our phone in there. You'll see that the buttons on the side are covered up. There are some nice cutouts down at the bottom and just a flip over on the back. So you're not losing that color. It's very similar to the phone. You can see it next to the case itself. And it is nice to have a little bit of added grip, and it does protrude out just a little bit to protect your screen if it does happen to land face down, so it does feel very very sturdy and premium. I do feel like it will protect this phone well. Anyways, that is everything I want to talk about for now with Google's budget device, the Pixel 9a. I do really like how minimal it looks overall, and the minimal camera bump as well. Sitting flat on the table is really nice. And of course, the commitment to updates, all of those AI features that you get. There's a lot more to it. Anyways, let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Be sure to subscribe. A lot more content coming soon. And as always, thanks for watching.